Elias missed the very obvious nickname
All
for
right,
people
bro.
that
Just
missed
just do the fucking intro. We don't always have to have a fucking fucking come at me, fucking give me a hard fucking time. Yeah, okay. Real cheap, real cheap.
cosmonauts. That was the.
Yeah, well, thank Devin for that, genius.
Hey guys, welcome back to the Cosmic Panel, where today we're going to be discussing the Backrooms. Awful place to be in, isn't it?
I don't know. I kind of wanted to keep hanging out in there. I thought it was over too fast.
I actually like how I was left wanting more, because like for me it like I would be down for a sequel. This was really like a good intro into the world for anyone who wasn't familiar with it. But yeah, give me your quick like 1 or 2 sentence thoughts on the film.
Yeah, so initial thoughts. This definitely exceeded my expectations. I really enjoyed the atmosphere. And I thought the world of the Backrooms itself was very, very well done.
Yeah. I think this film is phenomenal. It is shot phenomenally. It is acted amazingly. The sound design is really good. This film, for a directorial debut, honestly puts other films to shame, straight up, in my opinion. But yeah,
Yeah.
let's talk about the movie overall. So, to you, what was the biggest thing that you were looking for when you went into this movie?
Biggest thing I was looking for was definitely atmosphere.
Yeah,
And what I mean by that is just like the origin of the Backrooms is it's a liminal space. And so I honestly wasn't super concerned about the creatures that we were going to find inside. I was more concerned about just building that atmosphere, letting us have long segments of just, our characters just hanging out, hanging out,
yeah,
wandering, exploring, and just having that nothing happening, but just that you just want to have that unnerving atmosphere, built. So that was big, and I think they, pretty much did that pretty well. Yeah.
yeah. No, I definitely agree with the atmosphere. There was a lot of moments where the shot lingers a little bit, which I love personally, because for me it always implies that something's right around the corner, which is, in my opinion, that is like one of the best things that a horror film can do in general, is just to leave the imagination open. Like that one moment where the main
Clark.
character, what?
Clark.
Yeah, Clark was hiding behind the wall, and you just saw like his jacket for a second. I was like, oh fuck no.
Yeah, stuff like that was really good, and even like not showing creatures too soon. Like when Clark first ventures in and he hears like the booming footsteps or whatever, like not giving us the creatures right away. Like that, I thought was a good practice.
Yeah, and I think the intro was really good for getting you right into the vibe of the movie, like showing someone just like desperately like trying to scramble and like figure out what to do, and this person knows more than our main characters. And even then showing that like these people, there's just no way to prepare for like how weird this gets. Like we quickly see just it veer off, and then we cut to our main characters and they're living their lives. For a second I thought they were gonna kill those two people with the fucking with the dump truck, or not the dump truck, the fucking like construction stuff in the beginning, because it cuts to the
Oh,
house being
yeah, just
destroyed
like a visual
effect.
gag.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I was like, whoa, what's happening?
I will say, I enjoyed the segments in the back rooms the most. But I will give props to just the shot composition outside of the back rooms. I really like how they were framing shots. I really like the cinematography in general. But just yeah, very, very cool, kind of unusual, but like great static frames, and stuff like that. Establishing like really unique establishing shots and stuff like that.
Yeah, I really like how open, when you were outside the back rooms, everything felt. Like even when you were like in the outside the house, it's like everything felt like, okay, there's some air. There's a lot of like empty space like in the shots, which really go to like really highlight just how claustrophobic the back rooms are. But yeah, that first like 10 minutes where like Clark is just entering in and just keep going deeper the entire time, I'm just like, oh fuck no, fuck.
Yeah, I know. Yeah.
He got fucking lucked out with him having the one trap door that led directly to where he began.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Seriously, like literally lucked out.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I do want to go back to what you were saying about like outside of the back rooms. I thought they did an excellent job of like I feel like maybe except for like whatever event that like a party or whatever the therapist was throwing, maybe it was for like her patients or something. I
I
couldn't
think it
really
was a
figure out.
housewarming gift, like a
Housewarming.
housewarming party,
Okay.
because like she destroyed the old house and was
Mm,
moving to a new one, from what I could tell.
mm,
That was what I was to understand.
mm. But outside of that scene, like all of this areas, like different spaces that we're in, feel like liminal spaces. Like even when you have like a wide shot of the city, they make it very intentionally like, the foreground has some emptiness, or it just the whole every scene just feels somewhat empty. You know what I mean?
Yeah, there's
I
not a
thought
lot
that
of
was
extras, which is
hmm
really interesting. Which is a good choice, honestly.
yeah,
Um,
really
it,
excellent choice.
it makes you feel as isolated as these characters do, which is really interesting. Um, I like that they don't hold your hand with like some of the like they don't hold your hand with like understanding that like Clark isn't a great person, that like Mary had like a really fucked up childhood where her mom was just like agoraphobic as hell. Like they didn't like tell you, which was nice. It was just like we were in the flashback and we saw it with Clark's thing. We saw a therapy session. We didn't need to like it was inferred that like you could tell from the way he was yelling and stuff like that. It's like, oh no, he's in the wrong. Like what?
Right.
But
Especially with his language and everything.
yeah, yeah. And I think in a lesser with lesser actors, those roles could have easily been very one note and very much like less impactful. But I think with the actors, I gotta just shout out Chiwetel I can never pronounce his fucking name.
I don't know how to say his name, I'm gonna be
Uh
honest. Chawet I always said Chiwetel. I think it's Chiwetel.
yeah, Chiwetel and
Ejiofor?
yeah, Ejiofor. Chiwetel, who played
Clark?
well, no, not that.
Huh?
In the MCU,
Baron Mordo.
Baron Mordo. I was gonna say, I was gonna say
Baron
fucking.
Clark Mordo.
I was gonna say the fucking name of the land in
You're gonna say
Lord of the
Kamartaj?
Rings. In Lord
Oh,
of the
you're gonna
Rings,
say
uh,
there's so
Mordor.
many.
Mordor. That was what I was gonna say.
Oh, you're
Baron
gonna
Mordor.
gotcha.
I was gonna say that for a second. I was like, wait, no, that's wrong. And then Renee Renaziv, who I've never heard of before this.
Hmm.
Phenomenal in this film. I think she really like that moment where she snaps near the end is so like, oh fuck, like you could tell like she's on her last rope the entire time she's running. You're just like, oh fuck this. Oh man,
I could have used a little more from her flashback sequences. I was really, really, really hoping that
her mom was
um
trapped with her or something like that in the back rooms.
no, I was really hoping that her childhood home had a path to the back rooms. And that's what
Mm,
they were. I kept thinking that's what they were going to do because it would better explain why she would just go and follow Clark's, phone call like that. Um, like I don't think she would have understood what that meant without having some past experience with the back rooms. So I thought that's what they were trying to set up. I mean, I thought that's why they kept kind of lingering on her like old house and like the hand, the cement piece.
yeah.
I thought that's why they kept lingering on that. Maybe that's to be inferred because we do have that one sequence where we go down like five different versions of her living room. But I would have liked I would have liked to have an actual experience with her as a child. Just discovering, just like, even just if it was for like a second, just discovering the back rooms so that
Mm,
she would have some sort of past connection to it and, hope that Clark wasn't telling the truth when she first heard him talk, but then when he called, she would greater understand the severity of the situation.
yeah. I think also setting this in the 90s definitely helps with the atmosphere a lot too, just because like just there's a lot of like the technology is very analog, like you
Yeah,
don't have a lot of excuses for why these people can't just uh like ping their location or like call people as soon as they get out. Like you have to go to a payphone or a landline to get
yeah,
a call out. So it's
hmm
everything's a little bit more difficult, which for a horror film always works better. Giving
yeah,
giving your character an excuse for why they can't immediately reach out for help is always like a difficult thing, but it's something that you have to do. But yeah, I will say Clark. Clark diving in that deep. I will rehash it. I was down with it because it's a horror film, but I don't think anyone would go down that deep the first time. I think someone would immediately be like through like the third or fifth room, they'd be like, "Fuck no!" Especially once they saw the hallway, like the little cubby, they'd be like, "Fuck no."
Yeah, like logically after seeing tapes and then probably noticing the camera on the wall after
Yeah,
looking at those tapes or whatever, discs those were in the bag. Yeah,
you
probably
could have
would have been out of there.
you could have like had him bring the tapes back, play them, and then maybe he comes back later. Like it feels like there was like maybe that could have been a thing, but maybe they just didn't want to do too much. I mean, the film is
Yeah.
is lean, which is good. I think that
Hmm.
works in its favor because it leaves you wanting more. Like an hour
Yeah.
45, it punches in, punches out, and like you get everything you really need to understand what's happening while still leaving a lot more room for like where the fuck you can go with like the corporation, with like what the fuck even is the Backrooms in the first place. So with Clark and Mary's relationship, like as a therapist, like what did you think of that, like really establishing that first and then kind of going into like from then on into Clark's POV from then on and just seeing how fucking awful his life is.
Yeah, I could have personally used a little more time. And what I mean by that is like I personally didn't like as many time skips taking place.
Hmm.
I could have used like
A
maybe
day
a
in the
couple of
life.
like yeah, that or just like a couple of like more in-depth sessions instead of just the one.
Hmm.
Or even outside of that, just like a little less montagey kind of thing because we get kind of montages of their lives
Yeah.
um versus like a day in the store or whatever like and I think it just serves the purpose of not um building out the world too much because they want it to feel empty. But for me, like, if you're gonna make a movie out of a well, not I don't want to say two-dimensional, but like initially two-dimensional concept, you gotta have like a little bit more like character building, I think,
Hmm.
if you want us to really, really care about the characters. That's just my personal take.
No, that's fair.
But then once again, anytime we get into the back rooms, I'm fully there. Like I'm invested.
I love the sound design so much. The sound design for this film, the
The
soundtrack.
score,
Oh god, it was so good. They used
yeah.
fucking Caretaker, bro. They like
Hmm?
in the credits they show that there's a song that they use from Caretaker, which is wild. Do you know who Caretaker is or no? He's an artist who basically his whole thing is like making music for like people to basically simulate having Alzheimer's. It's crazy. Like his like he has a whole series where it's like the 5 stages of Alzheimer's. I forgot what it's called, but uh
Wait, simulate or it's for people with Alzheimer's?
no, it's to simulate so that like us, like people that don't
Oh,
have it, can
huh.
like almost feel oh yeah, it's called Everywhere at the End of Time. And it goes through all 5 stages. I recommend taking a listen because it is disturbing in a way that like I think you'll definitely hear tracks where you're like, oh wait, I've heard this before. Because people like take the sounds because the whole point of it is as you progress in each stage, it becomes more and more like distorted. Parts of it get jumped into the front. Like it's really weird.
So
But
that was integrated like just
into the score, one of the
in
songs.
scenes? Okay,
Yeah.
cool.
They had what was it? I think a stage 2 song. It said like 2B, which is like how he numbers it. And so
I
I was
did
like,
see that. I was wondering what that was in the credits.
yeah, so that's him. And the fact that he even got the rights for that is wild because like I mean, I never see his music used because it's such a weird niche thing to do, you know? Like this is a guy who literally makes music to be like, "Hey guys, this is how it feels to go insane." Like so like
Yeah,
being able to call up the guy and be like, "Hey man, we got to use your music to show that people are going insane. Can we do that?"
yeah.
But yeah, no, the soundtrack was awesome. The fact that Kane apparently even worked on it himself too was
Hmm.
wild. Like the
Okay.
original score, like because on the score it said I forgot who the other person was, but it said and Kane Pearsons, who is the director
Ken
and the
Parsons.
right.
Oh, okay. Wow.
And for context, like Kane is the original creator of like the Backrooms was a PNG that was like a creepypasta, and then he ran with it. He made a VHS like analog horror series that really kind of like took off. And I remember like I think, did I show it to you, Elias, the first time, or no? I showed you Mandela Catalog. That was
You
what I
show me
showed you.
Mandela Catalog. No,
But
I
like
was aware of Backrooms. I feel like
it was around that time that it started coming out, when Mandela Catalog started. It was like
pretty
a huge
early
like analog
on.
horror like craze around like
Yeah.
2021, 2022.
Mm.
But yeah, no, I mean, I remember getting into it because he did an Attack on Titan VHS thing, which is wild, where he was like showing like the POV of everyone else in the world while like this horrific shit is happening. And it was like, it's like a really like, it's like, I think it's like his second video he ever made, and I was just like, what the fuck, man. He was like 16 at the time. It was like, fucking hell.
Oh, that's
um
cool. I didn't know you did that.
but like the fact that like he this feels like he very much knows what the world is within the movie, which is great. Like he's already seeding in like the little moments where like someone's watching through a camera, or someone's making popcorn, or someone's like little moments like that where you're like, oh, there's definitely more to like this is a world that is already been thought out because the web series was already made. So like he already has that like skeleton work for what he wants to do, which is why I
Yeah.
think like a second film, like you could go even further.
I mean, um, the only reason I don't think it should be a TV show is because of how much I enjoy seeing this stuff on a huge screen. Like,
Yeah, no,
this
literally.
is just, I mean, I can't imagine how awesome it must feel, but like, it can't be understated, like, how cool it is that, like, something that started so small has legs for a movie and, like, visually, and I guess just as a whole, holds up on the silver screen. Like, that's pretty awesome.
Also, gotta shout out the set design. Like the set design and prop work, man. Like that shit must have
Nuts.
been fucking crazy. Because you can tell how
Yeah.
much is actually physical, and
Hmm.
like the amount of props that they probably went through of like chairs, tables, like all this shit for furniture. Like, holy fuck, man.
Hmm. It's insane. I
The
should
budget went all
I
to furniture.
Yeah, basically. I didn't catch the names in the credits, but yeah, shout out to them. I
There
mean,
were
absolutely insane.
honestly, there's so many names I want. Like I was just like, it was passing by it so fast. I was like, oh my god, this is like, it was weird. It's
Yeah,
very rare where I'm like, man, I want to give everyone props, but like this really felt like a film where I was like, man, you could tell everyone gave a shit about this film. Like everyone wanted this film to be fucking good.
right.
Um, which is felt in the final product, I think, in a really cool way. I mean, easily for me at least, out of all the horror films I've watched this year, the best horror film I've seen so far. I'm interested to see how it's going to do because I mean, A24 has been on a hot streak recently. This is a first time directorial debut. Backrooms is a huge concept, so I mean, I could easily see this beating out. Maybe even kicking Mendo and Grogu's ass.
That was the prediction that they're having. Yeah.
That's
And
wild.
it's actually the discussion is sort of the discussion is sort of this versus Obsession. For
That's what I've heard.
not only horror movie of the year but movie of the year. That's what I was seeing.
I gotta watch
So
Obsession. I've heard really good stuff about it. So
yeah. Speaking of like small creators, like those are two guys I was following on YouTube doing like, funny shorts and shit. And now
wait,
they've
who
made this
is
whole
that? The same
movie.
people that made Talk to Me?
No, it's not Talk to Me. It's two comedians. I'm forgetting their names right now, but one of the guys is actually in the movie. He plays
Oh, okay.
the main guy's friend. Yeah, I'll just send or yeah, I'll send it to you so you can maybe put their names up or something.
Yeah,
But they're like a comedy duo, and they were just doing like short skits on YouTube or TikTok, whatever. And then I don't know how they got this movie rolling, but it's doing really well from what I can see. So yeah, definitely got to check it out.
Trey Barker. Oh, that's a bad idea.
That's a bad idea. Yep.
That's what it's called. Yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah. I haven't heard of that. But it's interesting that so many YouTubers have been like recently just getting into films, and
Yeah.
absolutely killing it. Like, man, like Talk
And
to Me was also like a YouTuber directed like duo film. Like,
yeah,
obviously you have Iron Lung. I don't think it's to the quality of this.
right.
But like still that's something. Then there's
But
this
yeah,
and
and it's funny
Obsession.
that these are all horror movies too.
Yeah. I think it's because horror is like right now at least the easiest genre to kind of like easiest genre, one, to pitch, and then two, to like, you can physically do it. Like the thing is that like with a lot of like high budget stories or anything like that, you have to be like, okay, and this is how we're gonna allocate the budget, and this is how we're gonna do, like, you have to like nitpick a lot of it. I feel like horror is like the most like fly by the seat of your pants next to like comedy, like just a straight comedy. Where like comedy is just like 95% improv and maybe with like a couple bullet points. But yeah, no, I'm very happy with how this film turned out.
Oh, and speaking of YouTube, did you see any of the creators that like went onto the set like a couple weeks ago, basically, and made like those? They made their own content with the kind of the main backroom set.
I didn't want to watch those because I was
Okay,
waiting to watch this film because
okay,
I didn't want to see the set and then kind of like spoil that for me, if that makes sense.
okay.
Because
Yeah,
I knew,
luckily they only went into like the first couple areas, but
terrifying, terrifying though.
I who was fuck who was it that I follow? Well, I forget his name, but anyway, he was doing like a realtor trying to like sell like the first couple rooms of the back rooms. It was pretty funny. But I just
So
thought in general
definitely
like it
send
was
that
a
to
really
me.
cool, yeah, well, it was definitely a cool marketing tactic I thought to have like,
They've been doing
yeah,
some really
bring it
sick
back to
marketing
YouTube.
tactics. Did you see like on TikTok they had people just duct taping walls with like doorways? That was like they had people in like full on like hazmat suits just duct taping doorways into
Mm,
walls, and I was like, oh, that's fucking sick. Like that's
nice.
something where like you don't get it unless you've seen the trailer, but like that immediately locks someone in where they're like, what the fuck?
The marketing for this is kind of limitless. I mean, there's so many, I think, great ideas and you know, clever things that are going to
Sorry,
separate you from other movies.
I just had an idea where it's like Mr. Beast being like, guys, we're gonna survive 50 days within the back
Yeah, honestly, I'm
Whoever
surprised they
can
didn't do
not
that.
starve to death in the back wins. Oh yeah, that was disturbing when he just cut out the guy's stomach and was like, "We can even eat them." I was like, "Oh, bro," and it was just
Yeah, I thought that
styrofoam.
was a little bit of a silly way to like explain how you wouldn't starve
I
back
would have
there,
liked it if
but
it was bloody, honestly. If it was like really disturbing
yeah,
when he cut into it,
right.
instead of it being
Yeah,
just styrofoam.
yeah. Or maybe it wasn't even edible. I mean, we don't
Oh
actually
well,
see
that would
anybody eat
explain.
it.
Well, that would explain why he's gone crazy. At least it's like
Right.
him being like, "Dude, this shit's edible," and it's just like he's eating it constantly. It's like, oh well, that's why
It
he went
probably
off.
has no nutritional value at all.
I mean, he looked like shit.
Yeah.
Boy, Lord knows we know that he doesn't have any vitamin C in there.
Yeah, exactly. And yeah,
So
I guess were they saying it had been months or weeks? Because like the amount of mail that they had under the door when she goes into the store is kind of a lot.
yeah, I have to assume it's a couple weeks. Just because months, I feel like she would have even been like, okay, wait, like because like even if you're
Yeah.
like a therapist, like okay, your client misses like 1 or 2 weeks, you're like, okay, that's not too crazy. But then if your client misses like a month or more, like that's not enough for you to at least call to double check whether or not they're okay. I
It
feel
was just
like
too much
so.
mail, I thought.
Yeah, no. I definitely was like, wow, really already? But then again, it's like, well, if you're already like on like Shit's Creek with like not enough money to pay your bills already, it's like, oh, these might just be overdue regardless.
Right.
Also, as a former mailman, I can attest that there is a lot of mail.
Yeah.
Businesses be getting mail out the wazoo, bro. It's kind of crazy.
Yeah.
But yeah,
But I'm very curious. Obviously they were able to leave like the first couple areas of the back rooms up, like the set, to have these. Or actually, I guess that's not necessarily true because they could have recorded the YouTubers could have recorded these earlier and just started putting them out in the past couple weeks. But either way, I'm very curious how much of these sets you know still exist. You know, do they keep any of them together? Because I mean, just some of these are just so incredibly massive, so incredibly detailed. Me personally, the only sequence that I could tell was green screen or CGI was the pit. But like
yeah.
outside of that, like everything just looked practical. Like
Yeah, I literally
I
couldn't.
don't know.
Other than that, like you said, like I couldn't tell what was like legitimately like even the shoot. I was like, is that like I genuinely couldn't tell. I was like, is that real? Because like he's walking down and it feels like the weight of like someone walk. That was also the thing. Whenever someone was like first person cameraing, like like it always felt natural because that's like how Kane had like shot his original series. So like really that original series was kind of like almost like a practice for this, where like he really got the like how it feels when someone's holding a camera and like moving around. I will say
Yep.
my favorite sequence was when everyone fell down and like everyone was fucking running, and then she's like looking through the glass wall, and he's just like, "What the fuck do you mean a glass wall?" Like, oh god, that entire sequence, perfect. Like, was so like on the edge of your seat where you're just like running, and you're just like you didn't even see the creature.
I love the Christmas room.
Oh, that was so disturbing. Like the music being Feliz Navidad it's just really distorted was
Hmm.
so great. Like
Yeah.
it's
And
little
just the
stuff like
lighting in
that.
there was just perfect.
Yeah, where like I couldn't tell if those were like real human bodies or mannequins that were like phased through the floor. Like, but I
I
think
mean,
that's on
they
purpose.
looked, yeah, I guess that's on purpose.
So
I was
that
gonna say they
you could
looked
also be just
very
like, what the
real.
fuck?
Yeah.
Like I didn't even notice that the guy was sitting in a chair. I was just like, oh my god, the lighting's so fucked.
Yeah. Hmm.
But
That
that
was
really
really
works.
excellent. Yeah.
Uh,
I think I mean, they looked too detailed to just be mannequins, unless they were like medical, like anatomical mannequins. You know what I mean? Like
maybe
models. But it's possible that because the wheelchair guy and the woman were both in that room that,
it was a hospital or something connected to it,
oh, maybe. I was just saying
or
that
hospice
like that
area.
seems to be the, yeah, maybe seems to be the room where the human, or the doppelgangers go.
Hmm.
Fuck, what did they call them in the credits? I'm so mad I forgot already.
I didn't even. I was there were so many credits flying by. I was like trying to read names.
They were calling them like, fuck, that's gonna piss me off.
I
Hold
can
on.
I can look it up. Don't worry, I got it.
They're called. It was like not. I'm thinking life model decoys, but that's not what it was. Oh,
No,
still
that
life. I just remembered.
still
Still
life.
life. They were calling them like still like woman, like still life woman, or like stuff like that. I thought that was really interesting.
But yeah, there's still a lot more creatures though in like the original series that like you could like the whole consensus of like the Backrooms is that like it has its own like ecosystem. Like so, like the still life things, I believe are fully movie original, but like there's like bacteria monsters, like the stuff that we normally see in like the YouTube videos are like all like bacteria based creatures. So like I mean, there's so much more you could do. There's so much more you can go, and
Which
like
makes the most sense to me based on like how stagnant and still everything is in there. So I
yeah,
think that's a good way to go. I was
ain't no
wishing,
air filters.
yeah, I was hoping for a little bit more pool room stuff, but I did like that initial frame when he enters that. I thought that was
There's
really
even a
good.
pool, and it's just like, what the fuck? I loved the assistant manager's reactions to some of this stuff. It was really funny. Her being like,
Yeah,
"What the fuck is wrong with you guys?" Like when she turned to her boyfriend and was like, "You're a little high right now," and he was like, "Yeah, I know."
that doesn't count.
Pot doesn't count. Like that to
Yeah,
me was really funny because I was like, yeah, this would be the type of dumb motherfucker that would die first.
they did her dirty.
Yeah, yeah. Her head in the fridge was crazy. And being like,
Yeah.
oh, I'm so sorry. It's like, bro, shut the fuck up. Like what? I think
Yeah.
that lingering shot at the end with with the therapist's like
Hmm.
doppelganger at the end was such a good way to clinch that at the end,
Hmm.
being like, oh, this is really fucked up.
Hmm.
Because to me at least, I don't know if so the way he said it was this is a memory of someone or something. I took that to imply like this is like the last memory of someone before they fucking died at times. And so to me, I was like, oh, did they just kill her right there? And this is like her imprint kind of leaving on like the back rooms. Like they killed her in that interrogation room.
Yeah, my interpretation of the ending is well, to your point, what I think the doppelgangers are or are memories, right, of these people after they have been in the back rooms. So
Mm.
I think the only reason we get like the fucking pirate version of Clark is because he entered the back rooms. The only reason that any of those people are there, I think, is because there is
Oh yeah, I guess the part
they
version of Clark would dispute that theory about them dying.
yeah. So my thought is just that it's anybody who's entered the back rooms. Now it has an imprint of them. It has some sort of, yeah,
Mm.
imprint, I'll just say. And it can, it can basically make a doppelganger of you at any point, and it could be anywhere in the back rooms, but it is sort of somewhat mirroring reality.
Yeah.
But I would
And
love for her to continue to be the main character,
yeah,
in some capacity, because um, first of all, I love a fake out of like thinking one person's the main character, but they're not. Like they just get disposed of. And secondly, I think she's very interesting, especially given those flashbacks. And again, like we could explore way more with those flashbacks, I think.
yeah. But yeah, any final thoughts?
Yeah, I don't know. A24 definitely made a good move with this one. I'm glad that they were able to kind of spearheaded analog horror just on the big screen. Just as a whole, I feel like, this
Yeah.
tackled a lot of like analog horror.
This I saw the TV glow.
Yeah, I guess that's true. Yeah, that's true.
Like the whole like we're visiting the World Fair or whatever, which was the like spiritual prequel to saw the
All the
TV glow.
Jane Schoenberg stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, she's definitely big into that. But yeah, I will say like this is, I guess, spearheading it in like the larger kind of
Yeah, putting it out into the
larger
public.
budget way, larger screen kind of way. And my theater was packed.
Yeah, same. My theater was also packed, which was crazy for a Thursday. I feel like Thursdays are so
Yeah,
rare for you to get like people there in general, let alone at like 6.
yeah,
Like
yeah,
normally that's not people are tired, people want to stay home. People will save it for Friday or Saturday or Sunday, but the fact that it was packed was
it's a
that's
good
a good
point.
sign. That's a good sign,
Yeah,
man.
yeah. I know like horror games are doing really well right now, especially like analog horror based ones. So yeah, maybe it's just great timing. But yeah, this is a seemingly endless format, so I hope to see many more.
Yeah, and I think unlike like Five Nights at Freddy's, this struck while the iron was still hot. Like Five Nights at Freddy's took way too long to get made. In comparison to this was like Backrooms was like a 2022 concept, 2021 concept. It took like about 5 years to make. Which considering that the YouTube series went on and it probably ended in like 2024, it's really only like 2 years. So like it had a quick turnaround in comparison to like Five Nights, which I believe like the first game came out in like 2015, and we didn't get a movie till 2023, 2024, like almost a decade later. So yeah, I mean, that's I think that also is like a major thing between like major production studios and like indie things is they can just be like, fuck it, this idea is hot, we can go and make this film right now, and they don't really have to like sit in production hell, kind of waiting for stuff to be ironed out.
Yeah, A24, like you said, is just on fire right now. So if they can, or if this proves anything, it's yeah to jump on, indie concepts to be having, your scouts or whatever, like actively looking for shit.
I'm
Like
even
in
done
my
with that a lot.
opinion, well, I was gonna say like comic stuff, like
That too.
Department of Truth, um, you know
Please.
plenty of series should already be happening, like in my opinion. Like they should be fucking jumping at the bit. As maybe it'll take this performing well to prove it to them, but yeah, they gotta be doing this shit.
Yeah, I think especially in the day of like streaming, like turnaround time is really huge, and so like yeah, like you said, like Department of Truth got sold like TV rights in like 2021, and it still hasn't been made into a TV show. Something is Killing the Children was bought out in like 2020, and it still hasn't been
Yeah,
made
that's the
into a
other one.
TV show. Like there's a lot of indie comic stuff, a lot of good stuff that has been bought out and it's just sitting in a fucking lot just waiting to be used. Like it people want it. People want it, but no one's fucking making it or providing it, or they're just in production hell. And so I think this really goes to show, like, just fucking do it. Like, like if you got an idea, just fucking go for it. And yeah, I think that's my final thought, at least.
People move on fast. Like the audience is very fickle. So yeah, I mean, now's the time. You want to give ratings?
Yeah, let's give some ratings. I'm gonna give this 4 out of 5 pirate legs.
I'm feeling 4 out of 5 wheelchair lamps.
But yeah, tell us down below what you thought of the Backrooms. Definitely let us know if you enjoyed it, if you hated it, and what would you rate it? Sorry, I immediately thought of Fantano. But yeah, let us know what you think down below.
I just had this crazy idea for like an outro.
Yeah, what
Did you
would you
love it?
rate
Did
it?
you hate
Hate
it?
it?
What would you
Rate it? You're the best for the best. What should I review next? Hit the like, hit subscribe. I forget the rest, honestly.
Yeah. But
Backrooms
yeah,
forever.
comment
Just gets
comment below
transported.
comment below what room you want to see. Comment below what room in the back rooms you would survive in.
I was going to say, comment below, who do you think would survive the longest in the Backrooms, me or Elias? I'm definitely not surviving past day one. I'm sorry. Elias, you have the willingness to eat a lot more stuff than I would, and you would probably, I would like literally refuse to eat the styrofoam and just die from hunger.
Yeah.
you would at least like take a bite just to see if it's edible. I feel like, which would be your saving grace in that scenario. You're also way faster than me. I would step and it would just like the monster would just be like, huh?
Yeah, I like how she broke her ankle on the sofa. They were like, nothing's safe. Like, and also that like that can happen like very easily.
Oh, I was immediately like, fuck, I would have hidden under the sofa. Like that was my first. I was like hide under one of the sofas and just be like.
To be fair, he shouldn't have been able to squeeze through that
those,
hole
yeah.
through that hole up the little stairs probably, but you know.
Long lanky legs. Okay. Well,
all right, bye.
Bye-bye. You're now in the back rooms.